Just like that. Hello again, everybody. This is Derek, and we are back with Pendragon tonight. We got our players, Sir Gwynnis and Sir Pedivere, and we are going to finish the Grey Knight campaign tonight. And then we will be moving on to the Sauvage book probably next week. We've got a couple of new players inquiring about the campaign. If you are interested in joining the Pendragon game, just drop me a message in Roll20. I'd be glad to um, entertain adding another player or two or three. I will, after the Sauvage book, I think I'm going to transition everybody over to the Horn Dragon, which I'm still working on. I've got the character creation worked out. Now I just have to work out the rest of it. All right, so let me bring the rest of the players on, and then we will, and then we'll get this show on the road. Okay, I am back.
Hi, back. I'm front.
Okay, I was afraid that was going to do that.
Hi, back. I'm on the side.
Okay, well, we got everything's covered. Of course, I
Still missing the top and bottom, but hey.
speak for yourself. Okay, that should work. That will work. Okay, okay, it's been a couple of weeks since we last played. So I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of a recap, just to get everybody back in their proper headspace. Okay, so Sir Gawain stepped forward. This is previously, okay, so we're going to go chronologically. Sir Gawain stepped forward and accepted a challenge for King Arthur as his champion to fight this giant of a man called the Grey Knight. And the Grey Knight challenged King Arthur, and Sir Gawain steps forward. He said that he would be back on the Pentecost to enact his revenge or what have you, and then they magically disappeared. At that point, making a long story longer, Arthur and Merlin sent all the knights out on a quest to locate one of the artifacts, legendary items in England to bring back to Gawain so that he can compete against this giant of a man. And so all the knights went out into the world, and the not knowing where to go, you as champions of King Arthur and knights of King Arthur found a bard in that basically lives in Carleon. He suggested that you go speak to the Queen of the Wastelands, who might know of or have in her possession an artifact. The rumor is that she does. So, questing up to the Wastelands, you run into a lot of different trials and tribulations to get to her. Mainly, there were some undead. There was a succubus. There was a challenge between a lion and a snake. there was the drought, and so it was basically a hard way to go. And then finally, you find her priory because the Queen of the Wastelands stays. Oh yeah, you also met a knight on the road that wanted you to stay out of his town. Okay, so we'll skip that one. And you find the priory, and in the priory, the Queen of the Wastelands greeted you and welcomed you, and you found, or she gave you information that there was a an artifact in the Forest of Roy, down by the City of Legions, and you might have to go down and wait in the castle of Hot Desert. You would have to go down there and find out what it is, or and recover it for King Arthur. Okay, so you take a boat down the coast, but unwilling or unable to pay for all the horses and all the squires. You sent your squires with the horses back to Carleon on their own recognizance, while you guys got on the boat and traveled to the City of Legions. Uh, so you made your way south to the City of Legions and inquired in the local populace, and they told you exactly where the Castle of Hot Desert was. So you made your way there and met with the uh, the ruling noble there and his wife, and you found out that he knows where the whetstone is, but he gave his word that he wouldn't tell anybody. And so it took a little bit of convincing to get him to reveal the location of the whetstone. And the location was actually in a fairy kingdom that you had to travel a path of silence to get to. And so you guys did, leaving your horses behind because they would make noise. And so you made your way to the fairy kingdom, and the fairies greeted you with open arms and explained that they would give you the whetstone, but only after you recovered the queen's stallion, because it was captured or kidnapped by a local giant. And so uh, knowing that, that's the nature of quests. You always have to do something else to get what you're looking for. So you you travel to this giant, and without too much effort, you were actually able to kneecap him and cut him in his legs and hurt him badly, and you were able to kill him. And and inside his cave there was this fairy horse, as well as some other horses. And you remembered that there was a local plant, that if you made a switch or like a whip out of this local plant, that the horse would, or the fairy horse would, be more likely to obey you. And so you made it, and it did. And you were basically a horse whisperer, and you got the horse back to the king and queen, and they were very happy with you. They gave you the whetstone, and you passed out. Awakening, you had your horses with you, and you were no longer in the fairy kingdom. And you were like, okay, well, we got the whetstone, we got our horses, and everything's good. Let's go ahead and head on back to Carleon so that we can get, get this uh, item delivered back to Gawain so that he can um, sharpen his sword because it has the ability to uh, basically turn a weapon into like a Vorpal weapon, where if you get one good hit on somebody, it instantly kills them. So, so heading south along the main roads, you come across a woman uh, besieged by bandits. You chase the bandits off, and you rescue this woman who is also heading south. And so you offered to give her a ride and escort her south. And one night, while you're on the escort south, he charms, I think it's Gwyneth, into giving her the whetstone. And she started to turn into a raven, like a full-sized giant raven or what have you. And Sir Gwyneth at that time regains his composure and realizes what's going on and strikes her down. And at that time, while the fight is ensuing, Sir Bedivere hears what's going on, gets up, runs over there, but it's too late. She's already dead. And you get the whetstone back, and you get back on the road the following day. And you head further south, and I think that's where we're at. Did I miss anything?
No, I
I
think
don't
you're
think so.
on the mark.
Okay, good deal. So on the map, which you guys are on, you can see the what do you call it? The party token, what have you, just north of Glevum. And you're heading south to Carleon, right through Glevin, down the road. Okay. That was not only a recap for you, but it's also a recap for if there is an audience out there that needs to hear it. I don't know what's going on with my stream, but it's okay. It's just the way the pictures are. Okay, so let me get back to where we're at. Okay, you just finished the Forest Roy, the Whetstone, the Fairy
I have
Feast.
This is day 37 of our quest.
Okay, sounds good.
I think we had 42 days.
Yes, 42
so
days.
Less than a week. The heat is on.
Okay, so in the morning, you pack up your uh, equipment. You don't have a full load of equipment that's being carried by your squires. You have pretty much just some traveling, maybe a saddlebag with some rations and maybe a blanket and stuff like that. You guys don't have like your giant pavilions and wooden beds and stuff like that. So you don't have all that. Okay. Uh, um, okay, you find yourselves beset by a violent storm. You are being lashed by the rain. Branches whip around as the winds howl. So intense is the storm that your movement is dramatically or drastically slowed. Go ahead and make an awareness roll. Everybody can make an awareness roll.
An awareness roll.
You
Roger
got it.
that. And as that storm comes in, I would be saying to my compatriot here that it seems more than just a few folk want us to be delayed. The land herself is against us.
Gwyneth,
What?
you can
I
check,
can't hear you over the wind.
and you can check it.
I already
Uh,
had it check.
Okay, so
Well, dang
you
it,
can make
dang it.
sure it's checked. Okay.
My awareness is always
Oh.
either a fumble or a crit for some reason.
Why is it not bringing up my...
It's exciting, at least.
1 second here. It's not bringing up my character sheet. Why? There we go. Here we go. Thank
I
you.
blame Facebook.
Oh, weird. I blame Zuckerberg and Bezos.
Meta.
And that one guy who changed things from a proper name to just a letter because why? Because he's an idiot. Sorry. No modifier, and it's already checked. So
Okay.
fumble.
So
Fumble.
Oh,
you
you
both
can't
you
hear
both
me over
are
the wind either.
yeah. Um Success. No, okay. We'll skip that whole chapter. Um if you are a Christian knight, you can make a devotion to God passion roll.
I could do that. Bang. I failed.
Okay.
It was such a small window, but boy, did I hit it.
Okay, so um the rain is still raging and you are like trudging along. You can barely see 5 feet in front of your horse, you know. Um, the wind is, there's branches that are not tied down or flying through the air. It's almost like you're in a tornado, or like a hurricane or something. It's really bad. Um, all right, so it's time to camp. Um, it's a you find somewhere on the side of the road that might be you would consider it to be shelter. It might have some trees next to it or what have you. Maybe a small gully so you're not being blasted by rain and wind. So you make a little camp. No real fire because of the rain. It's just a miserable night. Are you sleeping in your armor? Is anybody
Yes.
injured?
Um,
On this
let's
weather,
see.
just taking the armor off would be a little difficult, especially if something goes wrong.
I am not injured, and I agree. If we take our armor off, I don't know that we'll be able to find it in the morning. I need to wear this so I don't get blown away.
Exactly.
Okay, just FYI, resting or sleeping in heavy armor, or I should say in mail, uh, temporarily reduces all of your skills by one each night sleeping in armor. One good, uninterrupted night of sleep out of armor eliminates the penalties.
Yeah,
Then yeah, I'm gonna sleep in my armor.
we must risk it.
Okay. And I assume you guys are taking like guard shifts or what have you? Just keep somebody staying awake while the other sleeps?
Indeed.
Okay.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
I'll
Okay.
take first.
Okay,
I'll take second.
well, there you go. Just know that you have a -1 to all your skills. Um,
Correct. Would I have the -1 yet?
yeah, you have it. You have it right now because it's morning.
Oh, okay. Nothing happens.
No,
Okay.
no one comes out in the weather. Um, okay, I need to measure some distance here. Feet, huh? That doesn't seem right. Where is my scale? There it is. Okay. Okay, the storm rages for several days. Each day you're able to move approximately 15 miles. So that was one. That's two. That's about 3 days. I got you marked as 3 days. So you can add 3 days to your thing.
That's not good.
It's all right. You'll live through it. um, okay. So here we go. When you are 1 day away from Carleon, it's dead at night, so you know that on the next day you'll be able to make it to Carleon. But it's dead at night, and So that would be a -4 total on your skills. Remember that because of the days. But you are prepared for anything that might happen. Um, as you guys uh, set out your little campsite with wet blankets and stuff like that, and you guys are in the middle of finishing off your hardtack and getting ready to decide who's going to be on guard first or second. So basically, you're right there, and uh, we'll call it around 7 or 8 o'clock at night, something like that. You hear a howl, a low growl.
It appears we have company.
Yeah, it's close, like 10 feet away.
Well, at this point, I would draw a weapon and make ready.
All right.
I ready my spear.
Sounds good. I need to find.
And the storm is still raging around us.
Yes.
Okay, spear would be the best course of action in this endeavor to ensure we don't get too close. Say again?
Hmm. Where do I have this saved? There we go. Okay, so there is a dog. You might consider it fairly large.
Oh, not another one.
It is another one.
Or is it the same one?
It is a much younger version, more of like a puppy. Okay, I've got the creature pick, but where's his token? Would that be under assets? No. NPCs, maybe? Ah, okay. There we go. So you've got this puppy of a dog. This dog is probably 3 feet to the shoulders. So if it was an adult dog, it would be massive, like almost the size of a horse. But this is a smaller one. It only has a size of 10, which is, a normal human size. Um, you can hear cackling from, I'll say behind it, but it's really, there's no real direction of the cackling. It's just mainly because of the weather, but you can make a skill roll, either recognize or intrigue, your choice. And this is to recognize the voice, basically, of the cackling.
What do we roll?
Intrigue or recognize.
With a -4.
With a -4 for wearing your armor for 4 days.
So we can't tell it's Morgan Le Fay.
Oh, you might.
$20.
It doesn't sound like her. Why would you roll an intrigue if you only have a 6?
I had the -4 to it.
Oh,
My
okay.
recognize would have been a 3.
Oh, goodness.
Trying to find recognize. Where is recognize? Come on. Right. Oh. Well, either way, I am not going to do well with
Look,
either one. My
we
intrigue is.
just forded that storm. We're exhausted. There's a thing. I don't know who that is.
You rolled well, but your threshold was too low. Okay. It's definitely you don't think it's Morgan, right? It's another lady that but you don't know who it is. Possibly it would have been a recognizable voice. So that means you have met her and spoke to her, but you just can't place it. Like you just can't figure this out. Okay. So this is what's called a bar guest, right? And for those of you that if you want, you can make a folklore roll. Go ahead and make a folklore.
Fumble.
Our guest is a type of feyhound.
Yeah.
I get to put a check.
Yeah. Okay, so neither one of you know its capabilities. You just know that it is evil. Okay, so I will tell you that what I am planning on doing this round is moving up to Sir Gwynnis. Because I can't attack and I have to attack then move. Just like you. Now, since you have your spear out, if you want to attack while it's approaching, you can do that.
The very hounds of hell are against us. And we're so
Storm now
close.
hell itself.
I need you to declare what you're doing.
I
going
will
to-
spear it. Can we
Same.
charge?
If you move, no, you can't charge unless you're on a horse.
Are we not?
No, you're sitting on your
Okay.
wet
Oh, right.
blankets.
We were just making camp. Okay.
Yeah.
I forgot. I was thinking we were traveling. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna spear him.
Okay. Better?
Same.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay,
Good
so
thing we've been sleeping in our armor.
So the bar guest does one thing before it moves, which it did not declare because it's cool like that. It looks at Bedivere, which means you have to make a valorous roll. And your valorous has to beat. Just a second.
Okay, and Valorous at -4. Any other modifiers?
Is valorous a skill?
No. So it wouldn't have the minus. It's just your skills that have the minus.
Yeah, right.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah, so you have to get a 15. Okay, so you failed. Okay, so what that means is you can roll a d6, and that's how many turns you run away.
I was actually considering that we should run away.
5.
Okay,
Oh,
well,
okay. So what I'm going to
looks
do
like the dice are
is
not with me today.
I'm going to just set you off to the side there, and we'll put a mark next to you for each turn that you ran away, basically. Okay, so the Barghest moves up, and you can attack it. It can't attack you because it moved.
Okay.
Says the Barghest can stare even while attacking with its bite.
Get speared, nerd.
Oh, look at that. I am going to roll my bite, even though he's not attacking. It's basically just to see if you hit him or not.
Yeah. Oh, we tied.
It's a tie. So you both get hit, but it's not attacking. Okay, so you do 13 damage.
No, I did the 19.
Oh, the 19. Okay. Well, that's good because
I don't know how much he actually takes, but
right. He takes his thick hide actually absorbs quite a bit, and then his body takes the rest of it, and he's killed.
that's not right. Something is amiss.
And then after about 5 rounds, Bedivere comes running back. Hey, I'm here. Yeah, it's lying there dead. And
Bedivere,
the cackling stops.
Bedivere, something's amiss. I've seen one of these beasts before, and it was no mean feat to bring it down.
You get 100 glory
Really?
for killing a Barghest.
Something's wrong.
Let me double check that. Barghest. Oh, I've already got it up. Okay, Barghest. Glory, where you at? Glory Award, 100. Yeah, it's 100. I
That
know
was
when I
way
saw
too easy.
its hit points, I was like, this has got to be wrong.
So it's a puppy.
It is a puppy. A black
That
furred horned
doesn't bode
hound.
well. That means its mother has to be somewhere.
And no one had sharpened their blade with the whetstone.
Correct.
Yeah.
Because we don't know how many uses it has left.
Says hopefully the player knights kill it. Oh, it crumbles into dust and blows away as an eerie howl cuts through the night.
Yeah, that's also why I was concerned that the body was still there. I feel like it's supposed to melt.
Or something.
Huh. Bedivere, are you unharmed?
I mean, mentally. Oh, wait. Did you fail your valorous? You did. That means you get to put a check by cowardly. Let me make sure I am reading that correctly. If the opponent loses, the horrifying vision cause check cowardly and flee in panic for 1d6 rounds. What's funny is, I'll tell you now since it's over, if you succeed, you still run. You have to crit not to run. I'm getting silence.
Well, that's not gonna help me sleep tonight.
Bedivere, are you back? Did he step away?
Oh, shoot, I'm muted. Nor I. Sorry.
You good?
I was
Did you
talking and I was muted.
Did you get the check by cowardly?
I did.
Okay, so we're all good. All right, so you guys decide on guard, and you go to bed, and you contemplate the meaning behind the bar guest just appearing and attacking and all that. And then it says, the morning after the bar guest attack is Pentecost.
The morning after is what?
It's Pentecost.
Pentecost.
It's the deadline. It's the day you got to get back. The rain has stopped. It is clear. You now see the sun shining through the clouds. You can now ride furiously.
Hold on, buddy.
To get there before the duel. Okay, I'm going to step in and say, you guys get on your horses, you pack up all your stuff, you head towards Carleon, trying to get there in time. The mood in Carleon is one of a funeral. The city is even more choked with people than usual. You have to push and shove your way through the crowd to reach the tournament field, which is thronged with onlookers. I'm assuming you do this. I assume you push forward.
Of course. In fact,
Of course.
I'm yelling the whole time. Make way! Make way!
Okay.
Move or get crushed.
The sounds of battle ring out as you draw nigh to the field. No one attempts to stop you. Some people get jostled because, and any of your cries to them are ignored because their attention is to the field of the challenge of the duel, if you want to call it that. All right, so this is a picture I'm not going to show, but you eventually reach the edge of the tournament field. Sir Gawain and the Grey Knight have at one another. Gawain wields Mormiodosi, which is a sword that you had recovered from King Ryan's, I think. Um, its blade shining like the sun against the pervasive gloom. King Arthur watches from the dais on the side of which stand Lady Voss and her dwarf servant. Gawain's squire, Eleazar, also watches from a place near you, his face pale. Sir Gawain is bloody from many wounds. Only his great strength and will, waxing with the rising sun, are keeping him alive. The Grey Knight bears obvious signs of frequent wounds. Indeed, he is almost butchered. His armor is rent and dented, and strips of flesh dangle from his body. However, there is no trace of blood on his person. Then, as you watch, Sir Gawain delivers a mighty blow to the Grey Knight's head, knocking off his helmet. Let me give you a picture. A collective gasp arises from the crowd as it becomes undeniable that the Grey Knight is a dead man. His face is clammy white. There are wormholes in his flesh. His eyes are sunken into its sockets. All is still and silent for a heartbeat. No one moves. No one speaks. Then all hear King Arthur's odd gasp. King Ryan's! While the shock of this revelation sinks in, what are your intentions? Okay, now before you answer, I'm going to give you some clues. You have to get the whetstone to Gawain and ensure him time to use it. The combat is an affair of honor, and your interference will not be tolerated and may even reflect badly upon you and your lord King Arthur. And it may be held against you in a later tournament, causing you maybe to be banned. Okay, so once I remind you of that, there's a couple of things couple of different paths or things you might consider. You might race onto the field and attack King Ryan's. You might demand the fight to be stopped. And another one is you may approach Eleazar, the squire, and tell him about the whetstone. And
that's what I was thinking of.
Within the rules of proper courtesy, he can stop the fight long enough to get the whetstone to his master without disgracing you. And you may, of course, come up with some other schemes. So what would you guys like to do?
I think we give it to the squire, and he's just swapping out his master's weapon. That's all.
Yep, provide it to the squire and allow him to switch the weapons.
And so I guess we approach the squire.
Yeah, he's watching the fight.
Hurry up to him and basically shove the whetstone into his hands, and I say, "Boy, we have a magic whetstone for your master. If he sharpens his sword with it, he can kill anything in one blow." Oh gosh. Whew.
Um, okay, so he takes the whetstone from you, and uh, okay. So he moves into the field, and he uh, pulls his master to the side, and you can see that Gawain places the whetstone next to his blade. Um, and then he has to make a valorous roll to succeed. Yeah. All right. And so he passes the whetstone back to his squire. He turns to fight the Grey Knight, and the Grey Knight strikes him, and he staggers back, and he comes in for the blow, and then the Grey Knight strikes him again, and he almost falls to the ground. And then he gets up and strikes a mighty blow against the king, King Ryan's. Uh, it pierces Ryan's chest. With a look of surprise, the twice dead king crumbles and falls. Worms erupt from his flesh. As a terrible stench washes across the field in an instant, there is nothing left but a suit of armor. Bloody and unbowed, Gawain lifts his sword high and proclaims, "The truth is proven. Hail Arthur Pendragon, rightful king of this shining realm." Lady Vaz, in utter shock, rushes past Gawain and cradles the empty suit of armor in her arms, and tears stream down her face, and her dwarf servant attends her. From the onlookers, a mighty cheer rises. "Hail Sir Gawain, and the king's champion!" The cheer continues to grow until suddenly Gawain sags and falls. His squire and several men rush to him and carry his limp body from the field. You can only look on from where you're at. If you make an awareness roll, awareness,
An awareness roll.
got it.
That's a success,
It is.
even with a -4.
Failed.
Okay.
Dang.
It would have been -5, so that's actually a crit
Ah.
because it's a new day.
Oh, you're right.
Oh.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah, so
Yep.
so you crit. So you notice Merlin approaches Eleazar, the squire, and after a moment of conversation, he takes the whetstone and Marmiodesi, which is
I
Gawain's
was about to
sword.
go get that whetstone back. What a jerk.
Merlin acquires it. Okay, so
Oh, well, so that's why I critted, because I was literally on my way to do the same thing. Wait a second.
go ahead.
Oh no, that was it. Just like, oh wait a sec, oh,
Oh,
Merlin,
okay, okay.
no.
Okay. So, the crowd is happy and cheerful. Gawain has been already been carried aloft away. The king, as the crowd is starting to dissipate, the king steps forward and gets off of his dais and walks over to you two.
Kill Arthur.
Uh,
We made it.
you did. Um, I thank you for bringing the artifact.
Was our pleasure.
You need to be rewarded for this. I am going to give you each a favor of 125
A favor of 125, huh?
each
Oh, that puts me at 150.
from Arthur.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, is is anyone qualified to be a chivalrous knight? I don't think so.
Uh,
What's the qualifications?
well, there was a handout.
You should be able to find it in the what you call it. What's that thing called? The encyclopedia
Okay.
Oh, the compendium.
compendium.
You made me forget the word too.
Yeah,
Found it.
ideal chivalrous knight. Required traits and passions. You must have a total of
Uh,
96 points among the following traits.
The energetic,
oh,
generous, just, merciful, modest, valorous. Energetic, just, merciful, modest, valorous. No. Energetic, generous, just,
energetic.
merciful, modest,
Well, you can look straight up and
okay.
see, do you have a chivalry of 15?
Let's see.
It's a passion.
Um, so I need 17 more points in those skills. I'm a ways off.
Okay. Yeah,
One, two,
it doesn't
three, four.
suspect that you would actually qualify yet. Um, it says to put this reward in perspective, remember that Sir Gawain does not receive the honor until 517. It's 515 right now, so it takes him 2 more years.
I could make it within 2 years.
Mm-hmm. You could.
I've got checks in 4 of those things right now.
Yeah, so we are getting ready to go into a winter phase, so we'll see. Um,
I'm trying to find my chivalry here, but where the hell?
Oh, I need 4 more station.
not everyone has chosen chivalry as a passion.
Yep, that's right. There we go. Well, let's see.
If you want it, you can. It becomes a D6 plus 6 to start.
Well, amusingly enough, of all the traits listed, there's 78 total in points, and then station and hospitality add another 22. Well, the station and hospitality are 11 each.
Yeah, those are separate.
Chivalry,
Those are separate.
yeah.
That's not part of the 96 or whatever.
But you have the chivalrous traits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're at 78 points.
Okay. Yeah, so yeah, it's going to take a minute. It's going to take a minute.
Take a minute.
Okay. Um, there, so the king is still there, and he says, "Do you have anything that you think I need to know about your quest, or is there anything that is pressing that you need to tell me right now?" Remember, you've got ample time to share any stories with them over different feasts or just through general
Right.
activities or whatever. But is there anything that you need to tell me like right now?
I think you should know
Yeah.
of 2 things we encountered.
Okay.
Um, last night we were about a day's march away from here,
Okay.
and as we were setting up camp, we encountered another bar guest, and there was some woman cackling off in the distance. I recognized the voice, but I couldn't put a name to it.
Okay.
Um, and also the whetstone comes from some fairies. I don't think there's any more costs attached to it, but I feel like you should know.
Okay.
That's all.
But the thing that someone must know is that someone wants Gawain, or at least Arthur, weakened because they did everything they could to stop us.
Do you know who that is?
That is a mystery unsolved yet, Arthur.
Okay. Well, I have enemies around every corner, so that doesn't surprise me. All right. So this is this is part of this is the part of the game that time passes and we jump to the next year, and at the end of the year is something called the winter phase, and we go through a mechanical die rolls and stuff like that to improve your characters, um, and see if you die, or if you catch a disease or anything like that, right? The but between now and the end of the year, some things happen that are better described narratively and not absolutely in role play. So let me explain some of the things that happen between now and the end of the year. And then what we'll do is we'll jump into the winter phase. That's what it's called. Um, there is Sir Gawain survives. Okay, so his wounds are tended to by the local chirurgeons. They bandage him up, they attend to him. He's a very strong and healthy individual, so uh, there was no doubt, but he survives. Now, he's part of a clan, a family called the Orkneys. And the Orkney clan are very uh, happy with you guys. Okay, so you could consider them an ally. Let me see if I can find. That's not it. I have a page. Is that it? No, that's not it. I don't know what I did with it. Yep, there it is. Okay, so I'm going to drag you guys to this page. It might be zoomed in too much. If you look at the very upper, nope, where are they at? Yeah, the very upper part of the page where it says Lothian, uh, Queen Marguise of Lothian. She's half sister of Arthur. She has some children. One of them is Gawain, but Agravain is there as well as Gareth and Gaheris. They are all uh, they look upon you as a friend because of your help of Sir Gawain. So uh, if you ever need any assistance or any help, you can always come to them, and they'll probably uh, lend you whatever help or aid that they can. Just so you
Sounds good.
know. Also, while you are preparing for the winter phase, um, whenever you are approached by, and we can do a short little role play here, that's fine. You're approached by one of Arthur's half sisters, uh, and she was supposed to be the prize of the tournament. There was going to be a tournament that was never concluded because it was interrupted by the Grey Knight and everybody. Uh, but she was going to be awarded her hand in marriage to whoever won the tournament. But now, because the tournament was not held, she is not. Uh, she's not. What's the word? Engaged to be married. So, so she approaches you, and because uh, you are not a favored hero or whatever, but you are a little bit of a renown because of the work that you had just accomplished for her brother. Um, Her name is Ariette, and okay, I've got a character sheet here. She's a very beautiful girl. Um, you don't really know the value, but let's just say it's on the high end. And she's put together well, and she approaches you uh, as a not a friend, but as a what's the word I'm looking for? Basically, she actually approaches you to learn more about you. Let's say that to become acquainted with you.
Okay.
And what is uh, how do you want to proceed with this? Are because
Uh,
she apparently uh, making a little bit long story short, so that I don't have to actually role play this out. She's trying to make you aware that she's available.
Available,
Right.
and that she is seeking a partnership. Well,
Right. She's available, but she wants to know if you would be a good match. Right? So, like, there's a possibility. So, how do you want to proceed with that? Are you accepting, or are you just flat out saying you're not ready to get engaged or get married, or are you courting her, uh,
well,
visiting her, every day or whatever, handing her flowers and candies or
I would
whatever?
be, um, I would approach cautiously with her and tell her that I am new to my spurs and still have yet to win the honor and glory of other knights, but would be willing to spend time with her and learn more of who she is, and let her learn more of who I am.
Okay. um,
And obviously, provide her with, gestures of goodwill daily, such as flowers and what have you. Perhaps take her riding.
Okay. Make a glory roll. Okay, so what that is you look at your glory, you divide it by 1,000, and that's your target number.
Okay. All right. So my total glory and divided by 1,000.
Right.
Okay. Well, let's.
Most people don't have a very big number there. You might have like a 3 or
Divided by 1,000, it's 1.97.
we'll go ahead and call that a 2. You can go ahead and roll, see if you can get a 2.
D20.
Yeah.
Here we come. 15.
Yeah, so you didn't make your glory roll. Basically, you are not well known around the kingdom yet, and so that doesn't turn her away, right? She doesn't she doesn't turn away from you. What that role was for was her attempt. This is her coming to you and letting you know the result of her attempt. She attempted to go to Guinevere and have Guinevere talk to her father to make it happen. And Guinevere refused because she doesn't know enough about you. Right? So your glory
Fair enough.
influenced Guinevere like, I don't know that knight. I know he came back with the whetstone, but other than that, I really don't know anything about him. It's that kind of thing. So I can't vouch for you, or I would be okay. But let's just say she's interested, and she would, uh, over time, as our relationship uh, progresses, I might be able to convince my father to allow me to marry you. Right now, I don't have permission.
Well, then glory and honor I must win to earn your father's favor.
Right. Right. Or we need to get the king to make it a demand or something, or the queen. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so let me see what else is happening. So Merlin approaches both of you while at some point between now and the winter phase, and wants to hear about your quest. Wants to hear all about it.
I'll tell him every bit.
Okay, I'm not going to make you recite everything. So
Let us recite it in glorious ballad tale
yeah,
of
you
the
can
true.
make an intrigue roll while you're telling him this story. Whoa, what just happened to my game?
I
Okay,
failed.
I'm logging back in. Yeah, go ahead and make an intrigue roll. Oh, you already made it?
Yeah, I failed.
Okay, that's what that is. Yeah, because my game went to the home screen and then I had to log back
One
out.
second while I.
Oh,
There
yeah,
we
that
go.
happens
Intrigue.
sometimes.
Holy crap! I actually made that.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Now you
Oh,
guys.
but you've got a -5 because
No.
No, we're
There's-
rested. Thank
Yeah,
you.
you're rested.
I know.
So Merlin is very interested when you get to the part about the lion and the snake. So when you start telling him about, about this and I did this and we came across this lion and the snake, he all of a sudden perks up and listens uh, intently when you talk about the lion and the snake.
Hmm.
Just something to know. Um, yeah, lion and the serpent. Okay.
Sorry, muted myself again. I would ask Merlin, after seeing him, his attention rise at the mention of it, what it means to him.
That information is beyond your comprehension.
Well, that is too sad. Perhaps Merlin might one day enlighten us.
Enlightenment comes from within. Okay, we don't need to get cryptic. Okay, so after you tell him your long story, he leaves. He just wanted to hear your stories, um, and your squires return, of course, over the months of a long time before we get to the winter phase. Your squires return. They succeeded in making it all the way back, and I assume you're going to put your squire forward to be knighted, or you knighted him,
Absolutely.
or did you knight him?
Uh, I'll put him forward to be knighted.
Okay. Yeah, he gets knighted. You get a brand new squire, age 14.
Oh gosh, how do we start them out again?
14.
Oh, they don't even get a character sheet yet.
Well, you could just change the name on your character and on your squire and reduce all the numbers.
Let's see. And their skill level. Was it the
Squire
same
skill
as
is
their age?
Squire skill is the same as their age, and all the other ones you can just leave blank. Not important right now. Just got to
You
give them a new name.
yeah. This one is named Bridget. That was a boy's name back then, right?
Sounds good.
No, I'm gonna end up with this character maybe. Hold on. Sure.
I found that if you go to the Harn tools and you pull up the name generator, it generates names from England in this era.
Yeah, that's what I used before to get Gwyneth.
Gunther. No, I'm kidding.
Maynardus.
Maynard.
What?
If you want to add the us on it, you can. That would just mean, he's got some kind of Latin lineage. Romans.
I like this one. It's just widow without the last W. I like Bernard.
Okay, Bernard sounds good.
Bernard.
All right, we're going to go into the winter phase. We're going to go into the end of year 515. I believe that's the year we're in. And we're going to jump into 516 here in just a moment. Let me zoom in. Oh, that works. Zoom in a little bit. Okay, so you each get a personal event. So this is something that happened between now and then. So you give me a D20 roll. Okay, hang on just a second. Let me get this out of the way. There we go. A D20
A D20?
roll. D20. Yeah, just straight up D20.
13.
Really?
1. That's good in this game.
I know, but
That's
I'm just
perfect.
looking. I'm looking at things, going, "Wow, really?"
And so is a 13, right? Okay, so
What was her name again? Sorry, I need to put that in my notes. I was feeding the
oh,
goblins.
Yeah, no worries. It is.
Where did I put my notes here? Okay.
Ariette.
Ariette, and it was on that chart that's on screen. Let me see if we can find it.
I don't
Right,
know.
she was on there.
I don't think she was. I'm gonna copy and
Hold on.
paste it. I'll put
Appreciate it.
I'll put it in the chat. The spelling is odd. There we go.
All right.
Okay, so I need to do something. Give me a break. And core rules. There we go. Not a table. Here we go. I would think it would be under the winter phase. Yep, personal event. Okay, here we go. Well, because you rolled a 1, your event is going to revolve around either being chaste or lustful.
I guess I was a little more interested than I thought.
So you can choose. You can choose chaste or lustful, and then I'll tell you what happens.
A chaste or a lust roll?
No roll. Just chaste. Just tell me which one, chaste or lustful.
We'll stay with chaste.
Okay.
For now.
Now you make a roll make a chaste roll. You crit.
Crit.
Okay, so you can put a check by it.
Okay.
You gain glory equal to your appearance.
Glory equal to my appearance, which is 10.
You resisted the advances of a beautiful woman. She wished, we know who it was, she wished to test your character and She pretends to be in love with you. Okay, so what that kind of what I'm trying to say is she's telling you that I just met you, but I'm in love with you, and I want you to, I want you to bed her or whatever, and you say no, I'm saving myself for marriage or whatever. That makes her happy.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's like it was a test and you passed. Um, it says make an immediate experience roll for chaste. Okay, so what is your chaste? 11, right?
11.
Okay. So roll a die, and if you get a number higher than 11, it goes up by 1.
Roll a 20, and if it goes up, all right. Let's see what we get.
No.
Nope.
Okay. But you still get the check. Okay. Uh Gwyneth, you got a 13, which is valorous. Make a roll on valorous.
Okay. A success.
Okay. You took part in a boar hunt, gained 10 glory, and a check to hunting.
Excellent.
And a check to valorous.
Oh, I had my squire sheet open still.
Wonderful.
I have the same valor though, so that's fine. Check next to hunt. I already have a check at hunting, but I'll take the 10.
Okay. You already have a check on valorous?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Now that was your personal event. Now we go for experience. Okay. So you roll for each of your checks. When you roll it, you just uncheck it. You're trying to roll higher than the current number. So if you have, uh, now let's take lustful and chaste as an example. If you had a check on both of them, you choose which one you want to roll first. Your choice. But you just basically go through all of your skills and checks one at a time, roll the d20. You're trying to get higher than your current number. If you get higher, it goes up by 1.
And that's for both of us, or just
Yeah, that's for both of you. You're both going through the winter phase.
Yeah.
all right? So roll a d20 for each of our
Every check you have,
check we have, and
and then get rid of the check and raise it or not.
give me
Critical! What does that mean?
Means you failed.
Dang.
You have to get higher than.
That's one of the ones I needed.
Because
Here, I'll let
you
you finish
can't
your rolls
critical on
first.
a skill roll.
Yeah.
I mean, an experience roll. It's just rolling a d20 and trying to get higher than the
All right.
you're trying to fail.
All right, finished?
Yep.
Okay, let's see. We already did chaste, so spiritual. Nope. Um, no. Well, now there's a check by cowardly, so we got to do that. And I, of course, got higher
Okay,
than
so
my current score.
if cowardly goes up, then the opposite one goes down.
Yep. One goes down, one goes up.
Right.
Hunting, the last one.
I forgot to roll my deceitful. Oh, wow. That's not what I wanted to see.
I know, right?
Oh, so you were rolling it just off of that. Yeah, I was just rolling the d20s. All right. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And let's do
Basically,
hunting.
they just if you
Nope.
roll the skill and it fails, that means your skill goes up by 1.
Yep.
That means
That's
you
the
roll higher.
last check I have. Only had a few checks.
Oh, awareness goes up, but not
Nice.
courtesy. Folklore goes up.
Nice.
I learned about bar guests.
Yeah.
Yeah, a fair number of checks
Gaming.
this round. Nice.
Yeah, I did. I had a lot of.
Barghast
Like I said, it
take
was.
no damage unless they're killed.
Oh,
Yeah, so if you don't kill them with your blow, they don't take any damage.
come on, intrigue. And last one, I think.
And that Barghast
Favorite.
had 6 hit points.
Nope, sword.
Why do I have both of these out? Where the hell is?
Yeah, I pretty much only rolled crits and fumbles this adventure.
Not bad.
It was exciting. Go big or go home, I guess.
I want to let you
Yeah.
guys know that there is a brand new book out for Pendragon. I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to be acquiring it this week. Once I get it and read through it and everything, I'm going to be incorporating it into the campaign. Uh,
Sweet.
just FYI. I think from what I gathered, it's a bunch of short stories. It's not like a book of one adventure. It's like each chapter is its own adventure.
So choose your own adventure style book.
Well, it's not a choose your own, but yeah,
I,
it's like everyone's like a one nighter or maybe something short like that.
yeah.
What do you call it? One shot?
Mm.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. But we'll see. Once I get it, I'll find out. One of the adventures is a reprint, I think, of an adventure I already have from an earlier edition. They just brought it up to the 6th edition standards, I think. But that's okay. That's perfect for me. Okay, you get all your experience rolls out of the way.
Yep.
Yep. I only had a few, so.
Okay, so you're both given 6 Librum
Okay, 6
to
Libra. That is.
add to your coppers.
Where is
Your
the
horses
silly
are
money?
attended to. Your armor is repaired. Your weapons are, given repaired through the local blacksmiths and stuff like that. Basically, your equipment is all replenished and refreshed and everything. Okay, don't forget you add a year to your age, and you add a year to your squire's age.
Okay.
And then we go to training and practice. Okay. So throughout the year, you don't just do nothing and wait for the end of the year. You actually train, you practice. Um, you can select one of these. You can change a personality trait. So you can add one to a trait, or you can decrease it. Um, you can that's your personality trait. You can change that, or you can change a passion, add or subtract 1 point, or you can change a characteristic, strength, dex, con, or appearance.
Hmm.
You can also train skills. You can take 6 points of skills and add them to your skills up to a maximum level of 15. So if you have some skills that you want to increase, you can take 6 points. Or finally, you can take 1 point for a skill that's 15 or higher. No, over 15, if it's over 15. Up to a maximum of 20.
At the moment,
Now you get
I would
one
say
choice. Usually the skills is a good one to choose. You get 6 points of skills, or a
6
stat
points in skill.
increase is pretty good if you want to like make yourself stronger or something. Your choice.
And our characteristics peak at 18, correct? Other than con, which is 21.
Correct.
Let's see. All right.
Hmm.
Skills it is to bring those skills up. So certain skills definitely need to come up.
I will use it to raise my generous by 1.
I'm going to raise my intrigue and my recognize by 4 and 2 respectfully.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. So now the next one is tally your glory. So for every full 1,000, so if you're at 1,999, it still counts as 1. So for every full 1,000, you get a prestige point. And these prestige points can be spent now or saved for later. I would spend them now.
We add in the glory that we've gotten from the session, so that gives me. So we just add the session glory to our total glory, and then that'll factor what we
Yeah.
have.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, so
My family glory from when we started
Uh-huh.
was 4,200. I got a
That's not
little
yours.
piece of
That's not
that.
yours.
I
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
I know. But I personally have 4,500.
Yeah, so you're more glorious.
I'm better than my dad. Suck it. Okay, so I have 4 points.
Okay. So you can
okay,
spend these points to raise any statistic by 1 point. You can lower any of your passions by 1 point. Um, you can guarantee a child is born, or you can guarantee a child lives.
okay. What was the first thing? Sorry.
Add a characteristic.
Add a characteristic.
Um,
Oh,
wait. It says statistic to raise any statistic by 1 point. So this could be skills or characteristics. Okay, guys, give me just a few minutes. I'll be right back.
okay. No worries. Yeah, you've got a little more glory going than I do.
Yeah. I've been building it longer.
Yep. I mean, I got last session's glory as 500. I don't know what this session is, so we got 510 total if you don't count the passive glory from the family. So All right. Okay, this is the trickiest flippin' paint job I have ever done in my life. Well, not really, but it is tricky. It's almost as tricky as bleeding muscles. And that was absolutely nightmarishly fun. I'm painting a forest guardian, and I am doing the claws as amber. So I'm trying to make them as somewhat translucent as possible while still maintaining that look of being amber, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
If I used my old trick, it might work, but the old trick was to use glaze on top of washes to get the muscle look. But that was not trying to make it translucent. That was just making it look like it was glistening and bleeding. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot simpler because all you're doing is reds and pinks. You're layering it, glaze it, wash it, layer it, glaze it, wash it. This is, well, you know how amber looks. It's a lot trickier. Oranges, yellows, golds, browns. But let's see. I think because of this, I'll be putting together this line with the kids and doing the entire sect that we've done for this world and painting in this last week. I'm gonna go ahead and start a Kickstarter up and actually start marketing these things. I mean, if I'm going to do this as a job full time, making miniatures for people and 3D printing, I might as well invest fully, right?
Yeah. Go big or go home.
Yeah, I mean, it's either that or go to the bank and ask for a line of credit to keep the freaking store in the black. But I'd rather take on debt or just take on revenue. So we at least did get reopened on Etsy and got a freaking message from Toy Animation. I'm still fighting with them, but then turned around a couple of weeks ago and we got slapped with a cease and desist by freaking GW for uh, selling Gemec miniatures, and I just told them to pound sand. I'm like, I'm sorry, but you don't have a court ruling yet that says this is an IP infringement, so they like to play being the big bad boys in town, don't they? I get it, Warhammer is big, but sometimes you alienate your customer base. Yeah. How you been for the last couple of weeks, though? How's everything going?
Pretty good. A lot of the same. Things are
Mhm.
slowly coming together.
That's always good. Hui. Yeah, now the real kicker is finding a permanent artist to do the background imaging and rendering for these models so we can have some decent images up, you know?
Yeah.
Did run into one problem recently I got to go back and fix. When I updated the stupid software, it changed up my when I had to switch over to Windows 11, it screwed up my settings so they didn't copy over properly from 10 for the slicers that I use.
Mm-hmm.
So now every model I print freaking has print bubbles on them, or support bubbles on them, which freaking sucks because then I got to go back and fix those. And before we had it dialed in just right to where the support, we would have the bubble at the end, but they wouldn't latch onto the model. When we went to clip them, they'd come off as a single piece with the supports. But now it's just staying on the dang model, and it's ticking me off because we can't get it dialed back in. I mean, it just adds a few minutes of prep time for each model, but
But still, you already went through the trouble.
yep. It's a pain in the ass because then when you add up all those minutes over thousands of models, that's a lot
Yeah.
of time, And we did that because we had one very unsatisfied client with a full army that every time we printed it, some of them would come out with print bubbles on them. So we spent a week and a half with him dialing in the settings until we got it just right. But he still wasn't satisfied, and he got a full refund on a huge order. Not very happy about that,
Yeah.
But at least he took the time to be like, hey, well, let's try this and that. Too bad. The guy was a decent guy, even if he was a bit of a asshat at times. Like, dude, come on. Crap happens, We're a young shop. We're just getting into this because been hand casting these things for years. Oh, well. What killed me, I think, was the illness, though. We got behind on our Patreon store, or our Patreon, so I'm going to double down on adventures for next month. Wasn't quite able to post the adventures I wanted last month. Oh, well. History's a good inspiration, though. I built a full adventure based around, I don't know how familiar you are with Roman history, but do you remember the story of Caesar's capture by pirates when he was 19?
Yeah, and they sent the ransom note, and he was offended at how little it was.
Exactly. And I built an adventure around that for the sword for Faerun, just because. Why? Because it's an amusing little um, historical story. So.
All right, I'm back.
Welcome
So,
back.
so
Shoot.
where would someone go to see your work?
For me right now, we're putting it up on our Patreon. Most of it's on the Patreon right now, but after years of being out of the paint, out of being out of the paint industry or painting field, I finally got back into it. And as you can see, I mean, I still got some skill, even if my hands shake pretty good. I can still do a pretty good job, even if to me, it's rudimentary. It still doesn't look great. I mean, I'm looking right now at these amber claws and I'm not thrilled. Like, I'm waiting for them to dry and hoping they're going to turn out. But, I still think that one of the best works I did was a zombie dragon. I sat down with years ago, sat down with some of the early heavy metal painters back in the day and learned some of their techniques. And one of them was a glazing technique to make muscle look like, living muscle. And that was a fun month-long project to build that dragon. But and improve my skills. But 4 or 5 years of not painting is kind of kicking me in the butt right now. But we put a lot of our stuff up on Patreon. I can send you over the link. But right now we're just building out our Patreon, getting everything going on the Patreon and Instagram. Freaking Instagram. I hate social media, but whatever. it is what it is, right? You know, that's the only way to communicate with people these days. So, got to step into it, right?
That's right.
I still got to find somebody to help me build the stupid Discord because I don't have the time. I'm working 18-hour freaking days and barely sleeping. And I just don't have the time to sit down and build out a bot-filled Discord server right now. I got a freaking preteen on my hand and oh my God. Give me 1 minute, guys.
No, that's fine. Okay, I'm gonna have to do this.
So, got some points. Remind me how the child's surviving role goes.
Is your child over 5 years old?
One of them is. The other one is turning 2.
Okay, then you'll have to roll. This the GM screen, which should have popped up.
No, it tells me no.
Oh, you can't access it?
Correct. It says something went wrong.
Sucks to be you.
Oh,
Let me see this. Edit. In players' journals. All players. Let me add you specifically.
I think
It is a PDF.
I don't know. It's yeah. For some reason, I have trouble with those on here.
Can you normally open a PDF on your computer?
On my computer, yes,
Are you on your
but
computer?
on Roll20, it gets questionable.
Okay, I'm going to take it out of everybody's journal. That way when I
PDF?
that way when I add it, it'll say everyone, show to everyone. Yes. Okay. Can you see it now?
No, I mean it's giving me the pop-up. Like I have access to it. Hold on. I'm gonna go to the help center and Roll20 PDF not loading. Browser cache issues. Okay.
So your web browser needs to clear its cache.
Yeah, I don't think I've done that in a while.
Either way, if the child is between 2 and 5, a 1, the child dies on a d20 roll.
See, those are really good odds, but I feel like if I don't use a point, my son's gonna die. And my wife is barren now.
Right. So you can spend one of your prestige points to guarantee
Yeah, I'm gonna
success.
spend a point to keep my baby boy alive.
Okay.
Now, that the prestige point factoring doesn't include our passive. It just includes what we've earned thus far, right?
Okay. There's no such thing as passive. There is only one glory.
I mean,
it's your total glory. That's the only
our total glory, yeah.
It's all that matters.
So we add our
All your
adventure glory into our total glory, and then that's the points we get, right?
You should just have a total glory. Anytime you receive glory, you just add it to your total glory.
Okay. So it's 24/7 or 2480. All right, so 2 prestige points, and
How did you get 500 glory?
I think you had 500 glory from the last session. that we had, or the session before that. It's on my sheet. I don't know why.
I don't think
Says session glory.
I don't think I've ever given out 500 glory in one session.
Okay, well, it said session glory. It said 500. I don't know why. Okay.
It might wait. The giant 1,000 glory? I don't think he is.
I think so. I think it was a double split. It was a split, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a split, but maybe the giant is 1,000. If it is, then you would have got 500. Yeah, it's possible.
Okay. And the prestige points. So, the prestige points are for have a kid, save a kid, or increase characteristic or skill.
His glory was 1,000. So yeah, you would have got 500 for that.
All right. So the characteristic. So it increases characteristic, save a child, birth a child. Was there anything else?
Lower a passion.
Or lower a passion. Okay. And that's just by a single point.
Right. Now, the only reason why you'd want to lower a passion is so that you can make room for passions, because you're only allowed to have 40 points of passion in each of the categories.
You said 40 points of passion in each category?
Yeah. A category, I'm going to use one as an example. Fervor. That has like hate, love, and love family or love person or hate. Those are all part of the fervor, and the total of all of those can be 40 or less. And let's say you've got a hate of 20 and a love of one person of 20, and you want to develop a love of a family. Well, you can't because you've already got 40. So you'd have to lower one so that you can add one somewhere else. But usually you don't have to worry about that. I can't remember what those are called, but they're not called like categories. They're called
circles or something.
Circles or something. Quartz. I think they're quartz. Yeah, quartz might be right.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna put.
But it can be a skill or a trait. So, like a personality trait or a skill.
I'm gonna put 2 points into dexterity and 1 point into appearance. Dexterity becomes 16, appearance becomes 15.
Yeah, characteristics. Yeah, it can be a characteristic. It could be a statistic. Yeah. So, yeah, you can do that.
Right. So
I almost have maxed characteristics.
What's the total points you can have for you mean each one of them is almost maxed?
Yeah, my strength and con are maxed, and appearance and dex are close. Size, I only made it to 14 before it hit the point where it would just be fat, so I stopped.
Yeah, once you are 21, you can't add to size anymore. I mean, you can, but it becomes fat and not height or.
But I did get it to 14. I'm pretty big.
Yeah, you're a big boy.
Only 19, so got 2 points, and
characteristics is probably the best thing to put it on.
Yep. For now, I'm gonna 2 points, so we're gonna increase size. Appearance, taking 1 to 12, 1 to 11.
Okay.
Do I have this noted down correct? A warhorse's movement rate is 15 or 16?
16, yeah.
Mine is 22.
Your what?
My movement.
Your personal movement?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good thing movement is such a big part of combat in this game.
Mhm.
Hardly. Uh,
But I'm
Uh,
speedy. I got bragging rights.
gotta run up those hills.
yeah.
We're walking around all day in this armor. I take it off. I'm pretty light.
Yeah. You can outrun a war horse. And a riding horse is only like 20.
Speaking of movement and useless bit of trivia, how many of us remember Terminator 2, Judgment Day?
I've seen it.
Parts.
Well,
Yeah, seen it.
the actor who played the T-1000
Yeah.
was an Olympic level runner, and he could outrun the dirt bike as well as he was able to catch up with them in the truck. And he was instructed to slow down because he could run that freaking fast, and he was outpacing them during the takes.
Nice.
Like, what the frick? Like,
He doesn't
I
run
was
that fast anymore, I'll tell you that.
nope, he does not. But it was amusing. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
that's a pretty funny bit of useless trivia there, because I was watching an interview with him and they were making jokes about it. Like, yeah, I used to be pretty fast. now, now I slow down a little bit. I'm like, yeah, it's all right.
All right. So after you get that in there and you make your family rolls, which you did, you got your prestige rolls, you got your glory, you got your training and practice. We're not worried about horse survival because even if your horse was to die, Arthur is going to give you a new horse anyway. Now, your squires are supposed to add one to their age, but they're also supposed to increase their skills. Um, and their
Okay.
skills, all their skills start at their age minus 9. So if they're 14, they would have a skill of 5 in all their skills. So that's not their squire skill. That's a totally different skill. But like, let's say
All
sword,
right. So,
sword would be like a 5. Now, when they raise it to 15, because your squire just aged, now it's a 6, right? Um,
mhm.
but that's not true. Um, it doesn't go up based on their age. That's just their starting skill. But they do raise their skills, and some of them are automatic. So if their skill is less than 15, which it would be 5, then it automatically increases by 1,
Okay.
right? Up to 15. So it does go up by 1. So uh so all your squires skills would be at a 6. That would be you too there, Gwyneth, because your squire, you got a new squire. He aged. He became 15.
Oh, okay. I figured I was getting him during the winter phase.
No, no, no. You got him sometime in the near Pentecost when Arthur knighted your squire.
Okay.
And then once they get to 15 in their skills, then it starts to go up a lot slower. Um, then you have to start rolling.
If I have a
Mhm.
squire with 15 in all of their skills, something is off.
Yeah, that means he's been with you for 10 years.
First of all, he needs to move out. Second of all, he's incredible. How did I teach him these things?
No, because squires get checks too. So
Oh, fair.
so a squire can get 1 from the check and then 1 from the squire training. So it would still be 5 years.
He still needs to move out.
Yeah, that's right. Still needs to move out.
So that is 15. My squire is Dunzo.
Yeah, everybody should be done. All right, so that's what we're gonna call it tonight. I know it's only been a couple hours, but you have successfully completed the Grey Knight campaign book. The Grey Knight is no more. He's turned to dust. Uh, his his girlfriend is mad, and she ran off. And the person that was trying to stop you from getting the whetstone back to Gawain is still out there, and you guys are gonna learn that Merlin is no more. He has gone missing, and he won't be around for a while. Um, there's a story behind it, but yeah, he's in 516, which is the year you're in. Merlin is nowhere to be found. He didn't tell anybody he was leaving. He just, there was a manhunt for him for a little while, and they gave up because nobody knows where he is. Um, but in our next session, we'll start the 516 year, and by then I should have this new book, and we should maybe I'll see if I can incorporate those into the campaign or not. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, sounds really good. So
Yeah. So, all right. I guess I'll see you guys next week.
all right, sounds
You
like a
guys-
good plan.
Oh,
If
wait.
I bring my chast up by like 6 points, then I will qualify as a religious knight.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Nice. Nice. That's a good way to
F-
go for it.
FYI, there are 2 people that have dropped me a note in Roll20 that they were wanting to join. We'll see if I can get their characters made this week, and maybe they'll be with us next week.
Well, that actually sounds like a good
Yeah, and they'll be
Good
starting
plan,
right.
and
They'll be starting right at a good time when we enter the 516. All right, guys. You guys take care.
Yeah,
And I'm
man.
out. Peace.
all right. Have a good night, man.
Bye.
All right.
All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us. It was a short session, but again, I'm not feeling like at a super 100%. I'm doing really good though. Thank you for any concern you might have, but yeah, I'm doing okay. But we do have 2 new people. If you're interested in joining the campaign, I recommend dropping me a message in Roll20, and we'll schedule a time to make character, and you can join in with the new book. The new book is called The Sauvage. It's like Savage, but with a U. Sauvage. I think I already have the Sauvage adventure in one of my older books. I just never ran it. But that was because it was a prior edition and some of the numbers didn't line up. But it's been rewritten in 6th edition, so I'm kind of excited about that. Hopefully, I'll get it before the game next week. All right, I'll catch you guys next time. You guys take care.